All right, 1 second. 1 second. All right. Cool. Hello, everyone. Sorry for a little delayed start. I had to do something real quick. But I think we're ready to start doing some deving. I think today's going to be day 27. And we're just going to see where we go to from here. So, yeah, I was playing off stream with some assets, but I think something I want to do today is work on the chunk manager because it's not working the way I want it to. It's been kind of badly written since the beginning, so I'm gonna try to fix it. Maybe think about a new way of generating some of these assets. The control map thing I had in mind is maybe not working the way I want it to, so I don't know. We're gonna see where the wind blows us today. All right. So I guess before anything, let me just play a little bit, and then we're gonna decide how things go from here. Okay. So now we have, instead of these purple spikes, we have these like little traffic cone things. Yeah, I'm playing around with some, there's wind. I mean, it's supposed to be clouds. There's something wrong with the chunk manager, so that's something I have to investigate. And we have like this little holographic, like semi-transparent little things. I modeled this last night real quick just to see how this would look. I think it actually looks pretty decent today. I was kind of on the edge, though it kind of reveals something wrong, which is the fact that we have some uneven spacing. So that means something with my coordinate conversion is not quite working right. Like there's some loss of precision, I'm thinking, or I don't know. There's something odd going on here, but I think this works pretty well actually. I mean, I don't know. There's other ideas I was playing around with, but I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, Stereotypical. Yeah, we've been working on this for like 30 days now, or 7 days on stream. 27 stream days. Why is this code looking? Why is everything red right now? Yeah, it's like bad things have happened. So we're just gonna close this. Yeah, I did. Here's like the UV texture wrap for it. Pretty simple. I wouldn't fancy myself a 3D modeler, but hey, we can do some stuff when we need to. So we have to do some things. We need to make some things to do. I think we should work on the game over sequence. There's a bunch of other things we need to tighten up, but I want to make this. I want to close the game loop more and more. I think there's some fundamental UI stuff we need to do. Yeah, there's quite a lot on the plate to do. So we can write something. Yeah. So many things to do. So we have this stuff implemented. Well, not that projectile, but that's like just content. Intangibility, that's gonna be easy to do. Time stop is implemented, we just need to test it. Yeah, we need to do the transitions though. That's for sure, that needs to happen. I was thinking about doing some more polish, so like adding time stopping for when you hit something, but I don't know, that seems more in the realm of polish. There's more important pressing things I want to do. Yeah, there's still this. That's a big issue. There's still the health pickups as well. There's some UI stuff we need to do as well. And then the chunk manager. So we have a lot of things here already written, but I think I'm gonna just reprioritize the things that come to mind, which is gonna be okay, application flow. Game over. So we need to do this sequence. We can't just go back to the beginning. That just seems that just kind of sucks. That doesn't feel clean, and that's very abrupt. And I can't avoid it. We need to start thinking about UI. UI that feels good, that looks good. Right, we're implementing the orbital enemies to the orbital lasers. I think it's like largely implemented too last stream. We just never finished. We never committed to just get it done but I think we need to finish that. Yeah, okay. And then the chunk manager is something I want to fix because I hate the way it is right now. And I think it might be just a matter of just making things a bit simpler. I kind of engineered some parts of it, and it's really not even a good design. So I think this is one of those days where we just kind of yoink stuff out and just make it simple. What's going on, Mark? Mark Haith? How you doing today? It's a vibe. It's coming out great, man. Thank you, man. I usually don't do music, but I don't know. I just kind of need some music, man. I just need some music today. That was kind of like, it's good but bad, because this music makes you want to work on another project that I have in mind, but I need to finish the projects I have currently. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some songs that just inspire you, but boy howdy, I need to focus myself on the task at hand. We made the chunks smaller as well. Yeah, we did like this whole over-engineered thing. Honestly, what I think I should just do is have it where instead of doing this whole shell business, I think I'm just gonna nuke a lot of this. What I'm essentially gonna do though is just, instead of having a buffer that's just a byte, I'm just gonna do a buffer of like shell presets, and then you just load the thing at the correct position in space, and that's all she wrote. Literally all I want it to be. I was gonna do this whole dynamic thing of like shells being randomly generated, where like you can have shells with less content and some with more content. And then we have this whole map system too, which I want to simplify as well, because it's like, if you look through here, you can see the different layers of the game, where there's like layer 1, which is water, and then this is gonna be where the ground is, and then these are supposed to be like roads and stuff, so it feels like there's like some architecture or something around here. But the scale is just too humongous for this game. Like I didn't take into account just how this is these controls are getting stretched across the map. let's go, let's close this, go back here. Let's go back, let's re-import. We're gonna go to gameplay. No, we're gonna go to level assets. Level 1, chunks. All you guys are gonna re-import. Your chunk 2. Yeah, there's a lot to and I also want to have like multiple textures. Right now these are mostly placeholders except for the water, I think. Yeah, there's quite a lot to fix here. And this is supposed to be like roads. I'm gonna change the texture out to be something that better reflects that. I think I need to value the individual pixels more for this. If I'm gonna go this direction. Because as much as I like the blockiness here, I think instead of doing controls, I almost feel tempted just to have an actual texture that I can have more control over. Because right now we're just tiling textures over and over again, and it works fine in like a map setting, but for like clouds, I actually want to give more of this illusion of speed, and I mean we can make the clouds move as well. Like it wouldn't be that much work to make that happen. I mean it's like what? Let's see here. If I want to be really lazy, I can just modify this shader and have like a speed attribute. I don't know, speed vector. Scroll speed. Or translation speed. And this will be a vector. That should be fine. Actually, it's going to default to 0, 0, 0. Okay, now we're going to go to uniforms. Yep. Okay. And then when we do the UV offsets, this is where all the magic happens. Where's the color? Where do we sample color? So this is fragment shader, we have amplitude, we do the waving stuff if we have water, or if we're doing the water effect. Here we go, UV. Color, and yeah. So we're gonna multiply this by effect. It's gonna be time.y times our new, did I call it translation? Speed vector, there we go. And honestly, this should be a float too, but whatever, it doesn't really matter as much. In fact, no, let this be a float 4. Anyways, we have here, where's our speed offset? So you're just gonna add speed offset to our UV coordinate, and that's going to create the illusion of translation. We were also going to apply this to the UV control as well, so hopefully these being the same coefficient should make life pretty good. And then here we're going to reload it, and now we have this. I can go into the game world, and we can modify the shader on that shell directly. So where is this? Here we are. It's the same instance. Cool. So now I have this translation speed. I can make the X be like 10 or something. Okay, that's like too much now. It's a little too much. Is everything else translating right now? Oh, that's probably the wrong layer. This is the layer I'm looking for. Am I still modifying the wrong thing? Yeah, I am. Here we go. Still a little too fast for me. Let's make this be like 0.2, a tenth of that speed. Oh, it's on the wrong coordinate. It's actually on the Y. Interesting. That's an easy fix. 0.2. There we go. So we can do stuff like that, but I think if I'm going to pay the price of having these 512 by 512 textures, I may as well actually hand paint it instead of like relying on tile texturing. I think this would have worked if only I was going to treat it like a level, like a terrain editor where I can paint different textures onto one thing, but I kind of don't want to do that. I think we're just going to make bespoke hand-made textures because I feel like I can do that to a better degree of quality than this. What's going on, Draco? Good to see you, man. That's a shader. Yeah, I'm making a game, Mr. Fox. Mess with Proctorio? I have no idea what Proctorio is. How do you start making games? You start by Googling, man. Actually, so it's not about refresh rate and Nick full. The issue is a bad implementation of this chunk manager with bad assumptions, and I just need to gut it and rework it. The only thing that can maybe make me stay with this is that if we can find a way to condense, instead of having all these separate textures defining the control map, because right now it's like only black and black, that's it, or transparent. But we can have a thing where it's like maybe this is one color, and maybe like the red channel represents another texture, and then the blue channel could represent another texture or whatever, and then a green. Each one could represent a different texture, and we can do blending. That's exactly how Unity does their terrain shaders with their control map. That's something I could do. Or I could have the best of both worlds and have some materials that are using that shader and have other ones that are just straight up displaying just the base texture and not even using the control. I guess that'd be like the best of both worlds. So for stuff like clouds, I can actually go and do the actual texture. Whereas if I want to use like the control map and do like do something cool like that on it, or if I don't care about tiling, like in the case of water, then it's perfectly fine. In fact, that might be the way we go. Like if I go here, let's replace this. Let's test this out. I like the silhouette of this so far, for the most part. I'm gonna do a quick change here, but before I do that, let me first go and modify my X set Wacom device 13. No, it's set 13 display, or no, map to output. And it's going to be, I believe, head 0. So now I should have access here. Yes, I do. Okay, perfect. Oh, man. We're going to just test this out. Let me use the brush thing, and we're going to lock the opacity real quick. We're not going to do that much. Alright, it's going to be just a simple quick thing to verify that what I have here is correct. We're going to lock the alpha because I want to keep the shape, and I'm going to use maybe some blue colors. Okay, cool. And I'm going to use a smaller brush, and On top of that, we're gonna use, yeah, pressure. Very nice. Something simple. Something very simple, man. I just want to get the idea across that, hey, this is a hand painted thing. We're not using a control map texture to handle rendering. Sloppy, but whatever. It's fine. We can handle some slop. Just want this to feel like actual proper clouds. And then maybe a little bit, one more color tone, and then we're gonna test it in the game and see how it looks. If we use this as a base texture and then, nope, that's too dark it feels like. We're gonna use this just for a little bit of definition here and there. Just a little bit of definition here and there. Come on, why do you do this to me? One day, I'm gonna get a proper camera that's gonna let me stream for more than 20 minutes without having to reset it. One day we'll get there. Alright, what's going on, chat, guys? Alright, I'm gonna save this as is. Again. Yep. Okay. We're gonna go through these guys, and I believe it's already been re-imported here. So perfect. We can go to here. Instead of using this, we're gonna actually provide the texture here directly. No control map. I'm gonna have to change the default value for the shader property, but whatever. And let's just run it and see. If this works though, it's gonna be like the best of both worlds situation. Oh no. No, it's not. Yeah, because it's gonna keep recycling it across the entire thing. I forgot about that. So, what to do? We can do like a multi-compile thing to be like, hey, either we're gonna tile it over again, or we're gonna actually just wrap it around the cylinder. That's an option we can do. Do like a multi-compile or if def thing. I forgot how you do that. There's like a thing you could do, like, and then some kind of keyword. I know I did it with like the lighting system we did. Cozy. CC light model. How do we do this stuff? We do pragma. There we go. Shader feature. Use, I don't know, control. Okay, so we have this. I think you have to make another property here like this. Yeah, toggle. Okay, cool. Now what we're gonna do is that in here, we're gonna do if use controls on, we're gonna do things this way. Else So we're gonna use instead of this UV control, we're gonna use I.control UV for determining this stuff. We might even, and then we're gonna also use that as well for the emissive as well. Just want to make this be a bit cleaner or easy for me to visually parse. Okay, cool. So if we're using control, we're gonna get the colors like this. If not, we're gonna do like this. Do we use control anywhere else? We use it right here for discarding. So that's gonna be another case where we do. Well, honestly, we can just move alpha threshold to be defined up here, and then we're gonna move this color check within here, and then here we're gonna use simply the sampled color. Cool. And we can go back to Unity. We can press resume. I can go to here, and I should be able to have I should have now a material toggle that lets me define if I want to use. Let's see. Do you do this for me? Yes, use control map is there. I don't like the position of it though, so we're gonna move it somewhere else. We're gonna move it to by the textures because that's where it's relevant. So we're gonna use control map. We're gonna be up here. Okay, restart it. Nice. So this one's gonna not use the control map. These guys are gonna use the control map. Perfect. Let's see if that works. All right, what's going on, guys? Can I turn my keyboard down? Not really. There's not like a volume I have there. I could try changing the mic, but hey, okay, now it's actually mapped. Nice. I mean, it's a little distorted, but it's there. It's actually happening. But we still have the bottom ones being subject to a control map. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I might want to stretch this out a little bit more. I need to do like some kind of ratio to account for that, so they can feel more normalized. But that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal at all. I can account for that. Though I might want to change the orientation of these clouds, but so they're like facing long ways this way. Yeah, they feel fast though. That's more nitpicking stuff, but yeah, we'll deal with that. Good morning. What's going on, Acrolox? What's going on, TNK? It's going good, man. It's good to see you, man. Can be free to play? No, it's gonna be $1.50. That's it. Okay, simple clouds. Yeah, we need to adjust this. I think I'm gonna scale it by the factor, the size of the board. I have the values to make it scaled correctly. Okay. This is pretty good, actually. I'm actually pretty happy so far. Yeah, so I was gonna do the multi-shell changing level thing, but that feels just not prudent for me. So we're gonna do some other stuff. We also need to do like some screen shaking stuff, but whatever. We also have to, there's a lot of UI things we need to do. In fact, we have to have the mechanism of taking these coins you've collected and actually, so during a game, right? Like you play other games where like, actually Actually, maybe not. Maybe we can directly just have, like, every time you pick up a coin, it just gets saved to your total. Because I was going to say, there's times where you have a game where once you get into that play session, you know, your run or your whatever, the coins you collect during that session aren't committed. They're not finalized until you actually make it to the end or die, right? But it has to have, like, something like that. The decision I'm facing right now is, do I want to do that, or do I want to just allow players to be like, hey, whatever you've collected, regardless of what happens in the app, like, let's say, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's not finalized until you get to a save point, and that only happens like at the end, or, you know, at the main menu or something, or during points of transition. So I guess it's not really that big of a consideration. I can treat it effectively as how I want it to. Do I have something for this? I know there's a game view thing we need to have, because we need to also have a timer and something to keep track of that logic. We have shop data, which I'm assuming is actually containing the current balance, doesn't it? Come on. Yeah, current balance is here. It's been a while since I've touched this stuff. Try purchasing. Yeah, that's for deducting. Do I have any mechanisms for adding to it? I'm not sure I do, actually. The state of a particular item. We have this struct that's defining the state, which is just the current balance, and then a list of item states. Is this what's saved, or yeah, parts registry? Yeah, I guess I don't have anything for any proper mechanisms for, I think we communicate through message brokers. Yeah, because there's this receiving, pickup, get coin, which is from the pickups thing. So we communicate to it that way. Okay. So we actually already have something for this. You actually already have this implemented. This is a great song, but it's also, I know for a fact this is super copyrighted, so we're just not going to do that. $1980s, yeah. What's going on, guys? Yeah, on the shop, yeah. I was going back to the shop. C++ is very different, but there's a lot of similar concepts. The biggest thing is how structs and classes are differentiated in C#. Okay. So I think we already actually have this communication already happening. We just have to have a mechanism of displaying this stuff to the player. I hate how this is being like squashed down. What resolution is this? This is 5. This would be 512 by 512, right? Let me make sure. Let me also make sure these textures are the same correct size here. Yeah, they're all 512 by 512. That's good. Point no filter. Yeah, that's good. Oh, my back, dude. Okay. I want to do something. We could work on the game view and start building out the architecture for that. Because even despite the design, I know there's some fundamental things that need to happen within the game view. We already have a defined game view here, and it has a set up for HP and brakes and whatnot. And maybe we just implement the stuff directly here because it's not really a big deal. There might be some more modal stuff to worry about, but we can deal with that later. This needs to change. We're not gonna do sliders. Oh, you know what? I want to do a sprite-based. Okay, this is like a whole separate thing. But I really want to do a sprite-based font renderer. Because instead of using TextMesh Pro, I'd rather have like a pixel art font for like numbers and stuff like that. And we already implemented this in the game, like in the game engine project. We already have it implemented here for the letters, and we have the sprite shaders already implemented here. So I honestly think it wouldn't be that bad to implement that. Like, this might be just me being dumb and drinking some bad Kool-Aid. But I don't think it's I don't think it's gonna be that bad, right? Like, how bad can it be? How bad can it be? I'm already forgetting how we map the textures, the letters to the map, though. That's something I need to remember. I think I have like a preset thing. I don't remember. Actually, like, go through the engine code real quick. You have length, you have position, we create a tile, we keep the shader, font index table, get index. Oh, so we have like a hard-coded table of things, and then we iterate through them, find the one that matches, and then we assign an index value, and then that's what we use. You basically almost treat it like a sprite set. Okay, that's not crazy. Can I copy from CLion to Rider? No, I can't. That's tragic. Like, this is gonna be a whole nother side quest, but like at this point, we do things just for the sake of doing things here at this point. We're just doing things for the sake of doing things here. We have so many side quests going on, though. But I know this is a thing where once I get it done here, I'm going to use it in a bunch of other projects. I know for a fact. Yeah, because even here, like, I want to do a custom font for this. It doesn't work quite well with TextMesh Pro. I mean, there's probably ways around it, but I'd just rather just have a proper thing for that. I guess the simplest thing I can do is have like a thing for text and just have a certain number of slots. So it'd be like score 0 digits. The ones place. How am I gonna word this? Or we can make it programmatic where it's like it expands depending on the number you have, but I think it might be worth having some hard set limits. Or maybe not, maybe it's, who knows, people can go crazy. Or do I just use TextMesh Pro for right now, feel like defeated, and then come back to this later? I guess I should finish the design first so I can actually see, this is going to listen for when we get coin pickups, but I wonder, does the shop view have a... We have this, and it updates the current balance based off of what was picked up here. But I almost feel like... this is so stupid, but at the same time, maybe it's fine, actually. Shop is not the best terminology for this. Am I using ints or floats? I forgot how I'm backing this up. Yeah, we're using ints. Oh, you know what? There's a distinction between balance and how much you've collected for this session. We have to keep those things distinct. So maybe we don't actually do this. Yeah. Maybe we actually just keep track of it here and just listen to and then manually add it on ourselves to keep track of everything that's been accrued. What's your issue here? Why can't we do this? Da-da. Why are you mad at me? Can I convert a type float? Wait. You're a float? Wait. What? Why do we do that? Balance is like, I mean, this is for debug purposes, but like balance is an integer. It's an integer. That's dumb. Let's not do that. This can be floats because these actually are kind of variable. Maybe not. Maybe I just make them. Yeah, wait. What if we just go by Zelda rules? Okay, who's mad here? I'm sorry, what? Oh, because values float. That's why. Because we only have one value to represent. A pickup can be any of these things. So I back it by a float, but in reality, I'd rather it be an integer value. Oh my goodness. Okay, I understand my decisions now. I understand why I've done things the way I've done them. Doesn't make it right though, so we're just gonna do the intocast and hope that we don't encounter some bad floating point stuff. But we should be fine. We should be fine. Okay, cool. So this is, let's leave a note for myself. Okay, cool. Important distinction. Okay. What else do I want to do? This is going to be responsible for the end of the run display. So I think what we're going to do is on received damage. We have this on received damage. Where do we handle death? Yeah, so we have this. It goes to state. That's not what I want. That is not what I want. Instead, or let's not be dramatic. Just make a function called game over, man. And we're gonna do some stuff here visually for the player to indicate, like, you know, the animation, like all this stuff that's gonna happen. But as far as the UI is concerned, we need to make a signal for that this has happened, that this terrible thing has happened, and befallen us. So I'm just gonna make another thing. These should all be like, these are message structs, so I'm gonna prepend them like this. There's nothing here. So we're gonna do game over. There's no values here. It's just emitting this empty struct so that our game view can listen for this change now. Yeah, you're not going to do any of this stuff. Instead, what I think we're going to do is start a coroutine. That seems simple enough to me. iNumerator. Okay, cool. So here is where we're going to do stuff. Like, we're going to move. Yeah, let's comment out the things we need to do. We need to activate button options. I, E, retry, exit, etc. Move the score to screen center. That's the two major things. And this also means we need to listen for input. So we're going to have to actually have some other things here. We need to have some buttons. We also need to block pausing, because pausing is no longer a concept here. So we have the retry, we have exit. By default, they're going to be set these to false. These have to become true. And then we have to actually implement the desired behavior we want to see. The question is, do you want to allow them to go straight back to retry or not? Probably. And then here's where that logic from the player is going to be kind of important. We have this, here we go. This, no, that's in the wrong place. No, it's supposed to be here. No, it's on receive damage. Here we go. Here we go. We have this. So on exit, we're going to do this. However, we have to have another mode for like retry, and it's going to be basically going back into level. I'm not sure if we actually support this transition state. We do have level. So if your initial state is level, go to state is considered a bad state. change this, or maybe just actually just do it. Make it not a bad state, so it just reloads the level. Okay, this seems fine to me so far. And then lastly, what I want to do is subscribe this behavior. On click as observable. Subscribe. Course and expression. And then add to this so we don't have accidental duplicate logic behavior. Yoink this. Nice. Okay, so we have our behavior subscribed here. We deactivate the buttons. And this is going to begin the whole animation of like moving things to position. We're probably going to have some kind of some kind of constants here, like I don't know. Retry position, or I don't know, but maybe we just set transforms to indicate where they're going to be positioned. I don't know, something like that. I'm going to think about it. Just different ways to kind of crack that egg. Alright, let me catch up in chat, guys. 1 second. Kind of just got a little bit focused there for a minute. Sorry if I'm not as I don't know. I'm just kind of wired in today. Making a game, Blue Astral. See you later. You have a good one, Drezung. Series. Everyone is well and successful in your project. It will work in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah, man. Not C#. Yeah, God's been good to me, man. Is that a VGA? Why does it keep disconnecting? No, it's a camera. It does that for tax reasons. Because video cameras are taxed differently than photo cameras. This is a photo camera. It's a DSLR, and it cuts off like that every 30 minutes. So it's considered a photo camera, not a video camera, even though it can totally go for longer than that. I tried installing custom BIOS on it, or firmware, but it still doesn't do the thing I want it to, which is sad. And all the other solutions are kind of jank, so I'd rather just deal with that until I eventually get a new camera, get a nice big boy camera. We'll see what happens, man. Nah, dude, Doofus, we're not done at all, man. There's probably gonna be like day like 30+1 and 30+2, like a game in a month plus 3 days. Yeah. But this I'm starting to focus more on the actual functional stuff, and then we're gonna do polish stuff later. I don't know. I just want to work on what's interesting. Speaking of which, what are we gonna do here? Yeah, it's also the screen level transition stuff I want to do. That's a thing I need to do, so we can have nice, smooth, polished transitions. It's been basically the pause menu stuff, but just over the entire canvas. Should be fine. Do I want to work on this right now? We set the scaffolding for it, but I don't think I want to do it, if I'm gonna be honest with you. on pickup coin. Yeah, that's a thing I want to do. Yeah, there's some things I want to do on update as well. Like I want to have a thing where when you get a coin, the score just bulges out for a second and then like contracts back to normal size and have like a different angle. So it's like pop, 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 pop. But I don't know. I haven't actually designed out the UI yet. There's kind of important considerations about it. Yeah. I can't avoid it. We're gonna have a stream art day stream at some point. We're gonna have to do some art. Very tragic, very sad. But I think we're starting to get more. I think design's gonna be starting to become much more of a limiting factor in terms of what I can implement today and now and right here. Okay. We can work on. Let me play a little bit, and then we're gonna think about bugs that need to be addressed at some point. It's probably gonna throw an NRE because we don't have certain things assigned. Now that I think about it, so I'm kind of like just forced myself to implement this. What's going on, TST? It's good to see you, man. Oh, you know what? There's always the horizontal streams too. That's a thing that exists. What's going on, Momento? To learn Java real fast? No tips for learning anything real fast, except from iterate as quickly as you can. That's the best thing I can tell you to do. Where is this NRE coming from? Why is it coming from there? That should not be. How is that null? Is that not set on start or awake? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I can just make this awake. It's weird though. Yeah, I'm using i3. I'm using i3 to do all my stuff. Come on. Okay. Let me skip ahead. Oh, that's a good song. Okay. There's like a way to go into to like WASD control movement mode. I don't know. It's not doing it. Let's see what I could do here. You know what, for right now, since I'm not gonna... Am I gonna do it? Let's just do it. Let's just set the scaffolding that we need for the game view. It's necessary. UI... Button. Yes, sir. And then you're gonna be exit. And nope. Here you go. Yeah, it's kind of arbitrary for right now. No, stop. Thank you. Just so I can know what I'm looking at. Okay, select these, and I don't know, 300 by 100. Very nice. And your Text Mesh Pro should be a bit bigger, or maybe not. Maybe I'll just leave it like that. Then set the stuff in the game view so we don't have NREs. We have this Score Text Mesh Pro, but I don't think we actually, there's no logic that's using it, right? Yeah, we're good. So I don't have to worry about getting a potential NRE on that. Okay, let's see how it looks like when we die now. Let's go dying. And things are going wrong. Let's re-import. Change mouse? No, I have the same mouse I've been using. These two. Usually just use vertical though. Yeah, IT is very nice. It's nice I can manage my windows and organize them. I feel like a dual switch and like hop, 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 hop. And then I have my multiple work spaces as well. Makes life pretty easy. Very convenient. Okay, there's something still wrong going on here. Oh. Maybe this actually does have to be like that. What's going on here? Everything going on even on mobile small screens, but damn, it looks clustered. Yeah, you get used to it. You learn to live. I'm sorry, why is this still visible? You're not supposed to be visible. Yeah, I'm making the chunk sizes smaller, but it means I have to render more chunks. Especially now that we have a bigger viewing distance. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be dying, wasn't I? Yeah, let's die real quick. Boop. Boop. Oh, I think we died already. Let's try retrying. Hey, that just kind of worked, didn't it? Okay. Yo, what? What was that? What? What is going on here, man? Anytime I do input. Okay, so maybe it doesn't work as good as I'd like it to be. Maybe it's just a matter of, hoping it's a matter of just adding an add to. Yeah, a bunch of NREs though due to objects not existing anymore. Yeah, where am I trying to access it? Where are we trying to access this? Oh, which one? Line 41. Really? Oh, I guess I never did add to, did I? No. See, that's what I'm saying. I was like, hopefully it's just as simple as that. And I think it's a matter of just doing that with everything else too. So we can just yoink this. Hopefully it fixes the rest of these issues. I'm assuming it's going to though. It's actually pretty straightforward. Just making sure that these guys are tied to that life cycle and dispose accordingly. So let's try dying again and see if we can make this work better. What's going on, young Yamcha? If I can go back to them for the daily. Hey, you learn to live with it, man. I've got low battery, but I'm enjoying your video. I'll follow. Thanks, man. If I started learning how to code, let's go, dude. And feel free to join the Discord too. Like, I'm more available there for questions, and there's a bunch of people there who are also down to answer questions about coding and tech and all that stuff. What's going on here? The world is small. Apparently, an IRL friend I have already watches you. I just had no idea. That's crazy, dude. That's actually crazy, TSD. That is wild to hear, man. Never used it on mobile just now. So, fixing the bug. Yeah, fixing a bug. Fixing a bunch of bugs. Right now we're testing dying. See, this is activating this UI prematurely. I don't like that. We can exit, return back. No errors or exceptions, great. We die. The first time we take damage though, it's like yeah, I'm not getting the weird stuff that we were having before though, so that's good. Okay, let's figure out why. Okay, first of all, why did that happen? Why is this happening? So we have what? We listen for a game over invocation from the player. We subscribe to this, and then we start this coroutine, and yada yada yada. Life is good. I mean, maybe not because you're getting a game over, but you get the idea. It's working like we want to. Da, 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 da. So, what happens here? We have on receive damage. We have this. We have the health. Do the position offset, which is wrong. This is not working how I want it to, but we'll worry about that later. Delta theta, delta x. We print out these debugged information that we're gonna have to get rid of at some point. Then we do this stuff. We do the physics update. And then we do if whole health is less than or equal to 0, we call game over, which currently does nothing. Where do we invoke this game over thing? Where is that actually happening? It seems like it's invoking every single time we receive damage instead of where it's supposed to be, and that seems to be the case. So I don't know where this is happening actually. So I'm just gonna go to this and look at usages and see where okay, here. Oh, this is something different. I modified the wrong property. I see now. Yeah, I'm gonna be yoinking this. Also, I should... No, this is not subscribed. We're gonna go back to game over. Yeah, screw it, just do here. Emit this message. This is also wrong over here then too. This break fade thing, because we're not setting the value anymore. That's not nice. I forgot what this is supposed to be. All right, let's just go to. Let's get the. Wait a second. I know I have a git. Here we go. All right, what does the difference look like? Here we go. You used to be underscore breakfade01. Yeah. Remember, kids, always use git. It's helpful for more reasons than you'd imagine. More reasons than you'd imagine. Okay. So we have this, we have this. Okay, let's try that. This should work now. Re-import. What are we doing here? I'm adding some game over logic. Stuff I should have done in like forever ago, but it's whatever. Let's die. So we didn't trigger the game over stuff yet. Very nice. We still have some health. Still got some health in us. There we go. And now we can retry. Well, first of all, need to fix that bug. Oh, we should probably... Yeah, there's things that need to be done if we're going to retry. Because health isn't set to the correct state it's supposed to be. Cool. Of course, that. You know what? No, it's fine. Okay. So, we did some stuff. Let's go continue doing the things that need to be done, dude. There's some other things this requires, like be able to get that. Is there a way to disable? Yeah, disable pausing. I was so smart. I thought of this ahead of time. Beautiful. Wait a second. Wrong place. It's supposed to be over here. Disable pausing. And then only once we make a decision here do we actually re-enable pausing. On both of these fronts. Cool. And let's just deal with this situation that should be dealt with. You're locked in? Thank you, man. I mean, today's a more focused day than usual. I don't know why, I just feel locked in today. Oh, camera's gone. Sorry about that. I don't know how long the camera's been gone for, but it's back now. And then, what did you say? Wait. Tsukade? Is that you again? Is that you again? Let's go to Google. Wrong thing. Da-da. Kagi, you better have that. No, you don't? Oh, brother. Brother. It goes to Google Translate. There's no Kagi Translate. That's pretty sad. Soothing. This should be reasonable.
それは嬉しいです。 ご視聴ありがとうございました。
The future's now. The future's now. Hi. Yeah. I remember you. Sugoku. Something I desu ne. I don't know what that kanji is. One second. We're taking a little Japanese detour, guys. Or actually, wait, one sec. Wait, I'm not gonna. Arigato. That's a. Arigato gozaimasu. I don't need a translator for that. Alright. Back to here, though. We're gonna have to animate this stuff. We'll deal with that later. We're gonna develop a shape language for this stuff. Besides disabling pausing. Yeah, there's another thing we need to do. There's something in the pause menu that's blocking. And it's because I think container is on by default, and it shouldn't be. So if we do this, yeah, okay, so we're good. And then if I press pause, it works good. Okay, very nice. And if we die, and there we go, we have our options. And I can retry. Health is not initialized correctly, but this is fine. Okay, cool. Let me save some of these changes. Where is it? Made control optional and game over logic. Factor time. Oh, I thought I committed everything. Oh. Very nice. Cool, everything's committed there. If I go to... ooh, okay, we have some more changes. Minor reorg. This one is using Origin. It's a good song. I love Spectrum. Nah, it's Unity. I need that playlist here. I mean, this is what I'm listening to right now. Good song. I listened to this at work. I've been trying to get focused in. I think I had a very focused day at work today, which is I've been wanting that for a while, and I finally kind of got it. And man, dude, it's good when things flow. It's a good day when you can. I'm just focusing on some fun stuff at work, thankfully. Optimizations and making things go faster, which is always fun. And I can just kind of lock myself in my basement and just dial in. It's great when you actually have the solution working, though. Or when you have like an actual thought process. Okay. So we have the hazard. Last time we were working on the laser. Nope. Nope. Here we go. And we kind of implemented it, if I'm gonna be real with you. So it's like a matter of a few things. We have rotational speed, which is kind of a hard-coded thing, honestly. I might even do like a random init thing. Like we can set like the current angle to be like or do you want to do that? I want to do that. And then this is not going to be a constant because we are starting with this as a baseline. This is the base. And the range in which it can vary. You do like 10 degrees per second it could range. And it's going to be what? It's going to vary from base, rotation speed minus rotation speed range. Nice. And it's only 2 parameters, so we're good there. Okay, we have that. We have a init. So a random initial angle and a random rotation speed. I think we haven't handled everything pretty good there. We're not going to do the different behaviors, or if we do, they're going to be just fundamentally different. We have this entity that we're assigning. It doesn't really matter, if I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe it matters for positioning, but it doesn't really matter for me. And finally, we have this entity table stuff that we need to deal with. We have laser, which is like the 6th object that can appear, or 7th object that can appear. We also have that, okay, probability set. Level assets. Yeah, we have this level assets, and then we have this that's displaying the yeah. Oh, and you know what? This is actually dynamic. Perfect. Almost perfect. We have to initialize it. So if source dot entity probabilities that count equals 0, we're going to initialize it. And it's going to be, I don't want to use reflection. I really don't, but I know it'd be probably the most easiest thing to do. Maybe not the easiest thing, but I'm gonna have to brush up on something that I'm not gonna use again. Actually, it's gonna be 8 inclusively. This is not happy. Because honestly, all this entity business should be in its own like class or Like, it doesn't belong here. It just doesn't. I'm gonna be real with you, partner. So let's start doing some cleanup. Nope, assets. We're going to gameplay, entities. Yeah, we have these folders to define them. We have the game board as well. I think this is more like the actual view object, like the front end representation of it. This is the more back end representation of it. Entities.cs. That should hopefully be fine. Just work. I just want to go to the file, man. Let me go to the file, man. Brother. So can a guy go to a file? Oh, you're not compiling because of that. Okay. Are you happy now? Are you happy? You're still not happy. Yes, come on. See, the moments like this is when I wish I could just go. I feel like I should just go full NeoVim and just be like, you know what? I'm gonna edit the file when I want to, not when it thinks it's created. No, I'm gonna edit it exactly when I know it's been created. Tear me apart, Lisa. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Nope. So what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do here? I want to yoink this stuff. Oh, I was typing it wrong, that's why. So you have this key type defined here. We have entity. Okay, what else? Is that all? Is all the dependencies you have? Sheesh. Anything else that belongs here? This is, I don't want to have this part of the struct, even though I get it, but I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I'm treating this like a namespace. It's probably gonna break serialization across the application. Because now everything is gonna have to have this like prepended. It's no longer e.entity type. I don't like that. And I can't just do this, right? That seems very illegal. Yeah, and it is legal. Okay, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page about this, dude. Alright, let me catch up in chat, guys. What's up? What's going on? C but sharp as knife. Thank you, Terrell. Keycaps. Oh yeah, the KT strawberries. I'm glad I did the setup, man. By here, Thaki keyboard I see. Simon. Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun. It's yeah, we're typing a lot today. Today's been a very typey day. And my hands are hurting a little bit, but it's crazy because it's not as bad as if I was using. It's not as bad as it would have been had I been using the IBM keyboard. That makes my fingers actually work. All right, let's go to level asset editor. There we go. Not gonna actually enforce this. And you're gonna be new int of size. And why are you mad at me? What is the issue here? Oh, there's float. My bad. Makes sense. Yeah. Makes sense why that's the case. And then I also want to throw in a warning if like source dot length not equals I should make my own logger as well. Warning. In fact, no, it warrants an error. Nice. I don't know why this is rendering as red. That's the one thing that's weird for me is this. Like, I'm not sure if I have to be using something else. There's like GUI layout, but it doesn't have a float field. I don't know. I haven't done this. I haven't done extensive editor stuff in a while. And I know there's like a dozen different types of static utility classes that exist for it. So I don't know. We're just gonna live our life like Larry. Let's go to the level generator. Let's go to the level generator. Do we have anything for laser? Yes, we do. We actually do create a new entity for lasers. Cool. Which means that the game board should actually be able to create them should they appear in the level. So let's go through what we have here. So we have, that's culling objects. Did I modify that? Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. You know what? This is part of the entity creation static utility. Yeah, because you're breaking things up into their own files. So it's not a massive thing. Okay, this is actually looking good. Okay, now here we have to actually do stuff. Cool. So this will be relatively simple. It's just a matter of requesting a type laser. Laser. From the pool. Hopefully it works. Otherwise, I like the terminology assign. And then it doesn't require a value field on it at all. And then new object is laser. Entity type, entity position, that's going to be helpful for debugging. Some boilerplate, but whatever, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. I guess this is all data within the actual position, so we could just hide this within the assign function. But we still need to set new view object. We still need to set this dude. So, actually, can I just directly assign it? Oh, because it's an abstraction. That's why I'm not going to be able to access the specific functions like assign. Okay. I see what you're saying. It's okay. So now we have this, and this breaks, and then it gets placed on the board. Cool. Do we assign a probability and test it out? Let's make a bunch of lasers pop up in the game. How be? I see you got a new keyboard. Oh no, this is a keyboard I've had for a fat minute. Sad. I just swap between keyboards to spice things up. with primarily using code, but I'm more comfortable with Blueprint scripting at the moment. There's Bolt for Unity, but I really don't know. I don't really know much about blueprinting stuff. I know they have Bolt, and then there's like other stuff like Fungi or Fungus. That's a third-party framework you can use for like creating dialogue stuff, I think, and a few other things. There's also like for shader stuff, there's Shader Graph, and yeah, I think it's just called Shader Graph. But I don't. For me, code is the most succinct thing. Like, if you ever see the comparison of like a node graph of logic versus just like a function, it's like, especially comparing Shader Graph to HLSL, it's like, oh my goodness, dude, I can never. I remember I had to, because for work purposes, I had to look at the Vision Pro and do some extensive stuff on there and recreating some of the shaders. The Vision Pro doesn't support HLS, at least when I was using it. So I had to rewrite stuff using Shader Graph, and like, oh my goodness, dude. Like, that was way more intimidating than any code. The mess, the size, the scale. Alright, what's going on here? But yeah, there's options, so, to my knowledge. So, I did a lot of things, and I forgot what I did. Alright, I need to do the, level 1, right? Yeah. Level 1, we have to set your probabilities. You're not happy because we need to have more. Laser! Okay, can we set this directly? Let's give it like a 30% chance for a laser to spawn. That sounds good to me. Let's see how the game responds. Hey, look at them. They're just kind of hanging out here. On the wrong axis, but whatever. Whatever, that's something. You don't see that every day. Yeah, they're rotating wrong as well. Are they? Did I ever finish the logic for this? Is this even doing things the way I want it to? I don't even know. Let's look at this. Let's look at the prefab. So either Z is forward. Let's just look at the game. Let's see what the stuff is. Wanting to get into coding? Yeah, C# is great. I think it's actually a very, very good place to start. It's not very low level, but you can go low level if you want to. But it has still a lot of high level features that makes life easy and convenient. You're gonna learn about statically typed languages, and that's like the best thing that you can do, possibly. It's like good for your health, good for your brain. I think statically typed languages are the best thing to learn with. It's just good, man. Okay, there's some oddities happening. Are these the starting spheres or the ending spheres? I can't tell. These seem to all be So no, they're rotating around. Okay, I am Confucian. less on visual scripting, but I feel like I don't make much progress or learn anything when I do. I end up relying on tutorials a lot. I mean, that's fine. I started with relying on a bunch of tutorials. I think the important thing is to work towards a goal, right? Like, the way I think about it is that coding is actually not 1,000 different tricks, but it's instead learning like a set of a few tricks and then seeing how to reapply it and combine them with other tricks. That's like really how it is. So maybe you start off by using tutorials to do stuff, but then eventually, if you're proactively thinking about how can I reuse this, or what can I do with what I know, right? How can I maximize and make the most out of what I know? You can start seeing different places to apply the same idea. And then like, when you implement the same thing over and over again, you're going to learn new things each time and get new insight. I've implemented input controls like hundreds of times at this point. And each time I find a different way of going about it, little tweaks here and there, or something a little bit different, man. But yeah, just do projects. That's the best way to learn. And don't be scared to try out something, even if you think it's dumb. Like, if you think the way you're architecting something is dumb, just send it and then see what the cost is, right? That's how you actually get intuition and experience. It's from actually just trying stuff out. And if you don't try it, what's going to happen is that you're going to be too scared to do anything of interest, and it's going to lead to stagnation, which is not good. See, this is rotating in a weird way. Let me look at my code. Am I doing something? I'm doing something dumb. I feel like I'm doing something dumb. Let's go through here. We're going to update current angle, rotation speed, 360. The rotation's working fine. Local rotation. We're rotating on the y-axis because that's what I was assuming was going to be the y-axis was going to be normal to the surface. It's not. It's like tangent to the surface. So that's not great. Also, are we pivot? There we go. Okay. So things are oriented around the pivot by the radius. Okay. The parent transformer is what's rotating, though. So would this be just as simple as having this be normal to Z and have rotation happen on the Z-axis instead? I'm gonna have to change up how the stuff is set up, and it changes some of the how we apply. We don't even apply the position fix, did we? No, we do. We do this that here for end. Okay, let's just see where this takes us. Yeah, it's a real CRT. It's a real bona fide CRT monitor. That's how I live my life. That's how we live. This is how we live. Okay. So Z is okay. So this is actually closer to what I want. Now we just have to update the prefab to be correcto mundo, but I think we're good. I think we're actually good. Or at least closer to what I desire. This is far out over there though, so that's not great, but you can fix that in the prefab. We also have to do the whole adjustment stuff, but we'll do that in a second. So now that we know Z is facing towards, I mean, we have to see if this is actually going to be adjusted correctly, but I have a feeling this is actually going to be fine. don't know. We're going to define a radius. That has to be a random thing that's defined, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be. That way, thank you. I've been pretty hard on myself for using tutorials. Nah, man, that's how you start. Dog, my first... I'm not sure if I want to show this. I might make this account private. I don't know. Let me search something. Let me see if I can find it. I can see if I can find it. Yeah, this is a video from like 12 years ago. It's a video from like 12 years ago. So like, this is like 12 years ago, and I was in GameMaker, and like GameMaker 8, and this is like implemented terribly, right? It's like this 3.2. It's like their first real 2.5D type game. This is using the drag and drop blocks. I wasn't using like code yet. The only code I used was like for the blocks, and it was like a little snippet I just copied and pasted for D3D for rendering blocks. I didn't know how this worked. This particle effect started as a mistake, and I was like, this is cool, and we just kept it, right? But there's a lot of jank stuff in there that's probably like bad, but you know, we just send it. Like that's how you start, man. You start with you just start with tutorials, man. You start with tutorials, copy and paste, and then go from there. And then, you know, as you go, like for me, I started with like everything 99% code blocks, and then eventually I started moving more and rewriting more and more to be using the GameMaker language, scripting language. And then until eventually it was like completely just that, because it was way easier to do what I want to do. Okay, this is like, it works now, but it's also like, oh buddy, maybe the 30% is too much. But now it's like a thing you have to actually avoid now, so that's cool. That's actually cool. Welcome back, man. What's going on, Clubby Snipes? I have ADHD, and yes, it's possible to learn skill over time. Yeah, I mean, I don't really talk. I don't like talking about it, right? Because I need to speak carefully. I hate how you could bring up something. I hate how, like, whatever, it could be a mental thing or a physical thing, whatever, but I just strongly dislike how that can be used to like define you, whether you're defining yourself as like, this is my identity, or like somebody else saying, oh yeah, you're that, you know, whatever, whether it be ADHD or whatever. I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was a kid, and that was a big thing that, you know, that's a big part of me, whether I like to admit it or not. And you know, despite that, or maybe because of it, I've been able to, excel at, or at least get better at programming in this craft. So the reason I bring it up is that hopefully it's like an encouragement to be like, hey, this dude right here was able to do it. So can you? Because, you know, I didn't start off like this. Honestly, for a bunch of years, I was kind of stagnant in programming because I was kind of just too scared to just do things bad. But once you get over that threshold, man, you can learn and grow, man. Let's see here. So we have this working right. The other thing I want to do is maybe have a random Radius. What is radius going to be? Start with 10. Radius. So 10 meters. We can start with 10 meters as a base and then have radius range. 10. Radius. Okay, and then over here we're going to do the same thing. It's going to be equal to base radius minus okay, cool. So we have our radius defined now, and then we have to do the scaling. That's the big thing we need to do. Now, and transform position is going to be what? Times game board manager radius. That's for the, yeah. What about the Y position? What about the Y position though? Or the local position? Local position. Overwrite Y. Okay, cool. That should be good. Okay, let's try refreshing and then starting again. How did you manage your ADHD and programming skills practice? Like, what did you do to get better? Well, I mean, there's no real managing it. I mean, I was kind of bad at high school and college. The thing that carried me is I was able to do good in tests, but as far as like focusing on things I don't like to do, it's like very grueling. The thing though is that programming is really interesting to me. Making games, actually programming in itself wasn't really of interest or the main interest. Making games was the interest, and programming was just the vehicle to get there. In modern times, though, I've grown to just like programming in of itself and enjoy getting better at it. What should I call it? So working on things that you find interesting is very important. That's what kind of drove me to this position. Beyond that, there's other factors. I can get motivated either with time crunch or like if my ego's involved, then I'm very much willing to go the extra mile or to force myself to like something. It's like ego is. I don't like talking about it that much, but it's very much a thing. I used to be kind of a. I mean, like not really like I wasn't really a jerk per se, right? At least IRL. But I remember like. So I started with chiptune music, right? Producing chiptune music before I moved to FL Studio and using a DAW. And I remember I used to be so mad at people who used to take MIDIs and just chuck them into this PCX something that generated like chiptune, quote unquote, but it wasn't chiptune. And I remember seeing this guy post a video on it, and I just commented like, "This is garbage. Like like this is terrible and lazy, and I could do better." And then like, I think the guy who said do it, and I did it, made a video, posted it, and then like, and I replied to his chat and linked it, and he was like, oh, yeah. And then I think the video, like I remember feeling bad Because then his response is very like defeated, and then like I think he deleted the video because I couldn't find it after that, and I remember having it saved. But I was like, that was one of the rare moments where I was like, okay, that was dark. That was in high school. That was like Darth Cozy or something. I'm not beyond that. Like game jams, that's a thing. Not really that try hard there, but music competitions are very much a try hard thing for me. Competitions in general are just kind of good motivators to get my butt focused. There's either that or the flip side. Instead of trying to beat people, the other thing that motivates me is not trying to disappoint people. So like I remember when this happens both times I've gotten my tech jobs or a tech job. I got hired, and it's not imposter syndrome. It's the accurate assessment that I did not have the necessary skills to at that moment. And for both jobs, I don't want to disappoint the people, right? You know, so, or you know, my family or whatever. So it's like, okay, because I don't want to disappoint people, I'm going to learn to love this thing and integrate it as a core part of me, and we're going to get good at this, and we're going to learn as much as we can. Not even my tech job, even my like music jobs, it was like that. I was like, all right, this is my life now. I don't want to disappoint people, and I don't want to disappoint myself, so we're going to commit ourselves to learning everything we can every day. Like even when I had my retail music job, like I started before going to work, I'd be doing research about equipment and different concepts for mixing and audio processing and stuff like that. Just like to talk a bit more intelligibly about it and give better recommendations and stuff like that. It's also different because it's a sales environment, but you get the idea. I think as far as my personal psyche, that's how I operate. People might have different motivators, but I think the two things, it can boil down to like achieving and like either achieving or being responsible. That's like the two things that come to my mind. Beyond just the inherent interest of the subject I'm doing. So, what are we gonna do? What was I doing? The laser. And stuff is going wrong, isn't it? There's an argument out of range exception happening somewhere in the model map generation. Interesting. Interesting that's happening. What? At 40? There's an index out of range happening there? That is strange, actually. Let's try this again. It makes the cabin cozy. DFK. Live's going. Yeah, there's one for horizontal, one for vertical, Carlitos. You recently started streaming. Do you have any tips? Just do it. Enjoy it. If you have one person there, just enjoy the company of that person. There's gonna be times where you're streaming to no one, and you just kind of have to just go through it. I spent many a years streaming to like zero or one person, which is myself watching the stream like on a separate tab. But just pretend like there's people there, and just practice, rehearse, treat it like rehearsal, man. And then feel free to give yourself the allowance to experiment, try different things. I mean, that's kind of how I stumbled here, man. I was just trying different things, despite having like a... So this channel popped off this past like 4 months, which is kind of insane. And it's still very weird to me that there's people who actually... Like, there's more than... So for context, if I had like 10 chats or 20 chats during a stream, that was a great stream, dude. That was a great stream, dude. I was like, let's go. I'm Mr. Popular, dude. 20 messages from like 2 or 3 people. Let's freaking go, man. It's a good day. was a good day if I had like an average of like 3 people watching. That's a good day, man. And then only recently, because again, I've been streaming since like high school, but just playing around with different formats. Eventually, something kind of stuck. And I don't think it's just a random thing either. I think it's also a combination of just continual refinement of like on my audio setup, my skills as a programmer. Because I imagine you guys probably wouldn't be watching me if I was like 4 years ago or 5 years ago when I was still very much green and less confident about my technical skills. I used to be really scared about streaming code, and I avoided it because I was like, I'm an art guy. I don't know enough code, and I feel like people are just going to tear me apart. Nowadays, I'm like, I feel confident enough, I feel secure enough in my abilities, and I have my own opinions that I'm willing to defend if challenged upon it, as far as code and stuff is concerned. And if I am wrong, I have the mechanisms to learn, at least. It's not like I have to learn a whole new schema to understand why I'm wrong. Yeah, we're still getting an argument out of range exception, which is very odd. Which means it's kind of indicating there's something critically wrong here. Something very, very wrong. And something we just introduced that's kind of causing that as well. Which is strange. Let me look at the assets again. What is the probability table? Because there's got to be something wrong with the probability table, I think, to be causing that. Or no, actually it's no, that's correct. Though 30 is still way too much. Let's do like 10 or maybe 5. That seems more reasonable. Let's save project. Destor win? I don't know, man. I feel odd about showing how the sauce is made. Also, I just kind of keep a bit more privacy as far as my like setup, as far as my home is concerned. I don't know, maybe we'll do it someday. I'll just have a bunch of black bars censoring like 80% of the video. Man. What's going on, Lucy? A game. It's about John the Baptist. That'd be pretty cool. I'm not sure how you design a good game around it, but he's a pretty cool dude. My order logic homework. Let's go, dude. Love from Iceland. Thank you, man. Thank you, Saimi. I'm trying to see if I can get this working. Oh, it's working now. Kind of. There's still things going wrong here, though. There's a lot of things going wrong here. So we're still having this value out of range exception going on. And this is very weird. It's an argument out of range exception and model generator. It's happening here in generating the texture. Interesting. Oh, because we don't have, we don't need a throw here. Why are we throwing? That's not important. Like, we don't care. This is for texture generation. It'll just be filled if that's the case. Or I guess we can do a default color of like, I don't know, yellow, I guess. Or we could do magenta with the missing texture color. Okay, hopefully that's just it. Hopefully that's where the buck stops and we stop having all these exceptions and we can actually generate stuff. I'm glad you dig the workspace, Carlitos. That's the goal. Thanks, Monkey Man. I appreciate it, man. Do you work in games? No, I work at my day job is software engineering, but it's adjacent. It's not in games, but it's using related tools and software. No, we're still having like some really gnarly stuff. What's this unassigned? Do we never assign this? Oh, maybe we just didn't assign in the prefab. That's causing issues. Gameplay, game board. No, actually, I can't go back through. I hate this so much. Is it gonna be? It's gonna be entities, and it's gonna be in laser. It's gonna be in resources, and it's gonna be in this prefab. And it's a matter of just assigning the stuff. Yeah, there we go. That's easy. I don't know how this got lost. And we're just gonna save project to be ultra safe. Okay, let's try this again. How you been? My phone messed up. Oh, you're all good, Lucy. I appreciate you popping in. Or popping in again. I saw you earlier. What's going on, Nathaniel? Are we still getting unassigned exceptions? Yeah, no, we just have to... It's probably due to this. I bet if we save it, it's gonna be... Yeah, no, you're supposed to be assigned. I'm sorry, what? This is a game object. Game object, game object, game object. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? There we go. Did I go back? Yup, you're good. Okay. This should work now. This should work. Still getting null references. That's very strange. And it's because this object is null, which means that this is getting a null object. So we're going to do this. We're going to assert not null for a new view object. Yeah. Or front end object or whatever. Okay. Strange though, we did lower the percentage, so it shouldn't be as prevalent, but maybe I should need to bump up the creation pool. I mean, how many do I allocate, honestly? Where do we build the pools? Okay, so we have the laser. We only allocate 10. Okay, let's allocate like 20 or 30. Yeah, why not? It's not a big deal. And then maybe we'll model these today. Just something simple and cheap. Something simple. Let's go on, Dominator. I'm a bum lord, lord of the bums. Hey. We've all been there, man. You've all been there. I've been watching, I haven't watched Office Space recently, but I've been seeing clips on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, man. Actually, I'm gonna hold my opinion. I'm gonna hold, this is a, whoa. It's very hard to tell what is what and where is where. But yeah, I remember like when I first graduated, I was unemployed for like 6 months, and like I was so deeply depressed. I was so deeply depressed. That's part of like what got me saved, man, because I was like, it felt so hopeless, and then, you know, everything that happened. I mean, there's a moment where I was like, all right, God, you got all of me, man. You have, just show me like that you haven't forgot about me, and I'm yours. Like, but yeah, that's 6 months, dude. I was super duper depressed. But my dad would tell me like, hey, I know you're depressed, like you're sad, but like you better enjoy this time, because once you get a job, like you're in. It's like that Hal, like that Malcolm in the Middle thing. He's like, once you're in, there's no backing out. Oh man. And there's some truth to it, man. It's like, oh, now you have responsibilities. Now, like, changes in your life, you can't just be drastic about it. I mean, you could be, and if you're called to be, you do it, right? But it's not as simple. It's not as easy when you're a college boy. Yeah, we're gonna modify this prefab again, because I can't seem to get it right. Let's look at this. So this is the prefab. How are we, you know, before I even modify anything, let me look at this. Let me see exactly what is going wrong before I implement any actual changes here. Okay, we're gonna pause there. Okay, we have something here. We got a little fella right here. Hi, little feller. What's going on with you? Okay, you're all right. You're not. Okay, so first of all, your rotation's wrong. Let's just get that out of the way. That's just wrong. That's very wrong. That's not normal to the surface. That's like normal. It's not even tangent. Like, what is this? Who are you? What are you doing? Okay, I think we should fix this problem first before we tackle anything else here. But I'm assuming that part of the issue is that this is just facing backwards because the Z is forward. It's facing towards the thing. I'm but 99% sure that's like what's going on here. Except for the fact where I'm not, because it seems like this is where's that quad? Yeah, the quad is just wrong. The quad is just, oh, but we're doing look rotation. We're doing look rotation. Okay. Which means that the forward vector should actually be the Y. No, we do that though. We do that. Okay, do we have to swap the look rotation? Okay, we're onto something here. We're onto something. I don't think we have to do look rotation. Because we're rotating the containing object, right? Let's go to the actual component, shall we? That would be kind of important. So we're update, we have current angle, we're doing transform location. Yes, we're rotating the containing object, not the individual elements. So I don't actually have to, I mean, I actually know, because we have to, the end thing has to be positioned correctly. So that is something else though. That is something else. So that means I would have to, yeah, we're positioning it halfway. That is correct. Look rotation though is actually wrong. I think we actually have to do it the same way we had it before, which is have it be this way. We might have to just do some more swapping of the vectors, but I think it's gonna be a matter of just doing that. As for the tangent thing for the position, that's actually not really dictated here, because this doesn't change. It doesn't translate it. It does rotate it, but rotating on just the local rotation axis. That wouldn't affect the normal. So cool. That's indicating there's something wrong with the place object thing. Good night, man. Thanks for entertaining. Of course, dude. Yeah, you know, feel free to fall asleep, guys. Like if this is good white noise for you, or just noise just to get your eyes tuckered out, by all means, man. Take a vodka every line of code. That's how I'm gonna end up in the grave. Okay, that's how you end up 6 feet under, dude. That's how you end up with like a car's oil filter for your liver, or as a replacement for your liver. Okay, something's hitting. I'm getting knocked around. If I press pause, oh, these are still subject to pausing. Yeah, this is like this is weird. That is weird. Oh, you know what? Is this what I... Yeah. Okay, so this is... We do have to translate this, but we don't have to rotate it. That's the issue here. The laser doesn't have to be rotated because it's already correct in local space, and we're rotating everything within local space. So that's actually fine. The only thing we need to translate is the position, which is going to be... And then scale it as well. So we can get rid of the rotation we're doing, because I had a different idea in mind for how we're gonna handle the movement of objects, but I think just keeping it in local space is actually fine. And then let's do, you're scaling on the Y. What is this music? Huh. Okay. I mean, I'm not complaining. Any developers in chat? I mean, there's a developer on the stream. What's going on, Stardust? TMK, fall asleep watching. Watch time maximal sleep. Yeah, window hit it. Yeah, we're watch time maxing. Oh, that's hilarious. I don't even think. Actually, no. I think one day I was like, because there's a crazy stream where we just had like 100,000 something views. And I was like, that was kind of insane. What's happening with the algorithm? But then it kind of clicked. I was like, oh, maybe people are just falling asleep and leaving it on. You'd be like, what? What's a fairy tale person who like puts people to sleep? The Sandman? I'm just a coding Sandman. I should rebrand. It's no longer Cozy Cabin Games. It's... I don't know. I can't think of any clever alliteration for that. Sandman Code Knockout or something. I think this should be fine. This is the radius. And that should be the full extent of this, so... I think quad might be negative, so we might have to do like times 0.5. That should be it. Okay, come on. I once did fall asleep. That's good, man. I'm happy to hear that. That's just like a win-win, man. Okay. This looks good. This looks promising. Okay, and 0.5 was actually bad. It actually has to be just straight up. But this is looking promising. We have lasers of varying sizes. And then we have to make them actually damage the player, so that's another thing we need to do. But hey! Even with 5%, this is kind of insane. But hey, this is coming together, man. This is coming together, dude. I'm actually pretty happy. What do we do? Do we animate the lasers? Well, first of all, we're gonna make this be back to just radius. Get rid of this. We're not doing look rotation for that. A different time, different place. We would have done that. Okay. Now that we have this, we should add the hurt boxes to the lasers. So I'm gonna make these guys bigger. They're not intimidating enough. And we're gonna add, you have a sphere collider already, so we can actually just supply a enemy tag, and that should be good enough. No, enemy tag. This is cool. This is cool. But I want to put something else on. I want to go back to the Maple Story game music, because that game's been, it's on my brain. That's not it. This one. Okay, tagged as hazard. You're gonna be a hazard as well. You're gonna have a pill sphere. No, not sphere collider. My bad. You're gonna have a. It's not a pill collider. What is it called? Capsule collider. There we go. A capsule collider. And that actually looks pretty reasonable as far as your size is concerned. It has to be a trigger though. Same thing applies for these guys. You need to be triggers. And you have the correct thing. Cool, so now you should hurt. We're gonna apply an animation to this. I'm thinking about how we're gonna do this. I guess we should try it. Yeah, or do we just do it all at once? Make it good from the get-go. And you're stretched upon what axes? The y-axis. So the y's should be longer. Canvas size. We'll do 64 by 32. How do I want to go about this? Because it needs to tile dynamically based off of scale as well. And it's going to be an animated sprite sheet. So it has to loop seamlessly as well. Tile both axes. What am I doing? I have a tablet, crying out loud. Oh my goodness. Okay, a little bit lower. Okay. Very nice. Okay, and then we can make a new frame. We're gonna onion skin it a little bit as well. And then we're gonna go off phase. And then where the sparks were once, we're gonna have it like jut out a little bit, so it almost kind of implies that the sparks persisted, but then they just kind of got flung out. And maybe another one. And we're going to do layers to it as well, but I think we can start with the general shape and form. And we're going to make an animation cell out of this, and then it's going to be good to go. Looks like cheese. Like that Cheese Whiz. Like someone just grabbed a can of it and just like started spraying. Maybe we'll add some in-betweens to make this a little bit more smoother. I mean, we'll do a background one too as well. Thanks, Cheyenne. By release for mobile, you mean like a YouTube playable? No, an actual app. I'm gonna put it on the Android, on the Google Play Store. Oh, you can find me on Cozy Cabin Games. I need to make a tag. I need to make a command on or Nightbot. But yeah, you can find all my socials there for X, Newgrounds, or not Newgrounds, but X, Instagram, stuff like that. I need to post more on socials. I've been so bad with it. I need to get better with it. Let's make a new layer. Yeah, it's like I want to have a good relationship with. There's no such thing as a good relationship with social media. I'm trying to have a healthier exposure to it, right? And the thing is, when I start posting on socials, I start getting like this dopamine thing, and I hate it. Cause you're just like checking to see like, did someone like it? Did someone? You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't like who I become when I start posting to socials and being active there. So I kind of just neglect it. And it's also just time and energy that's not game development. Like, an ideal world, I'd have some manager or something, or not a manager, a team or something, or just someone. It's like I can just pawn off the. It's like the Palantir. Not the company, like the original Lord of the Rings thing. It's like this thing that is just bad for you to interact with. I just need to have someone who can be my Denethor. I don't know, but then I'm like too much of a control freak as well to just give someone access to this. So I don't know what I want. Either I do it or I don't. Who knows? But yeah, I hate it. Like, even when I go on Instagram on occasion to post like a short video, it triggers like this spiral of me. Like, I'm like, all right, I posted the thing. Ooh, this reel just catches my attention because it's surprisingly weirdly relevant. And another thing catches my attention, and then another one, and then another one, and without realizing it, it's like 15 minutes have gone by, 30 minutes have gone by. I've long since finished using the toilet. And yet here we are. It's not great. It's not great. I I don't like it. I just need to get a flip phone. I hate that there's social medias where you can't post unless you actually use the mobile version of the application. That's like the most devious thing. That's like, I can't even properly utilize the full faculties of this thing without having to... It's a very weird relationship, because it's like, it's also like if I use that analogy of like a drug, it's like, hey, how dare you make me like do some cocaine when I'm trying to sell cocaine to other people? Like, because that's what shorts are. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I justify it as like, hey, but it's informative content and it's like low stimulation, but at the same time, it's like I'm still it feels like I'm enabling them. So I don't know. Maybe I'm actually just Walter White, but of social media. No, that's too. That's too much of a compliment. He made something that was just super duper addicting. I don't think I do that, nor that I want to. Without issues. Thanks for reminding me to scroll for. Thanks for reminding me. Time to scroll for 2 hours. Oh no. We lost the boy to the scroll sauce. To the doom scroll dimension. Oh my freaking goodness. If I breathe on this wire the wrong way, it just shorts out. I don't know what's going on. I think I need to buy a proper cam link. I got a cheap $20 adapter from Amazon and it works, but I also can't like breathe in its vicinity. Oh my frick, what is going on? Okay, let's see this. That looks like pretty bad laser to touch. Don't you agree? I wouldn't want to touch that. No, but there's a shape right here that doesn't quite... I don't like that shape. There's a shape that doesn't quite... Or maybe I'm just being... Maybe I'm just being picky. Whatever. Yeah, it was a sprite sheet. Can you believe it? This is all that was required to create that illusion. Hazard, laser, resources. It's not really a laser, it's like a spark. It's like an open I don't know, it's like a line transformer got broken or something. And the question is how we're gonna do this. I can add a CC sprite renderer to this, and that's gonna partially work. But there's actually quite a bit to consider with this. There's so many decisions to make about this that I'm just now realizing. Yeah, we don't need... Did I save this in the wrong place? No. Okay, there's lasers. That's my laser. And then you're gonna be a size 128. I believe that's the size you are. No, 192, so we're gonna up it a little bit, 256. Let's actually just do the pixel. What is going on with my camera today? It's like overheating or something? I don't know. Why don't you stream on X, or you like YouTube better, do Spaces to join you in X Spaces? I never thought about streaming on X. I didn't even know they can do that like that. I'd give it a try. I could try Restream.io again and stream to both. I just don't like to have to like moderate across multiple platforms. And by me, I mean like, I don't know. I don't want to put more burdens on. I appreciate you guys in chat, Zero and Terrell for modding. Yeah, I didn't know you could stream on X either, man. I didn't know you could stream on X. That's a new thing I'm learning now. So maybe we just do that, dude. Expand the kingdom. All over the places. Oh yeah, for real, dude. Twitch or Kick? I don't know about Twitch. I don't know. I don't want to go back to Twitch. I don't like that platform. And Kick is a little odd. I don't know much about it, but I don't know. What's going on here? Coz Cobb. I do have an X account though. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so we have the laser. We have a CC. Did I add the CC sprite render? Yes, we did. We have this CC sprite render. I added it to the wrong game object, didn't I? Yeah, I added it to the end. That's not what I want. Goodbye. And you're gonna move you because I don't think we're gonna assign you programmatically. That's like kind of dumb. We're already going through the process of manually setting you up, so we'll just create a new sprite binder. Laser. Sprite binder, laser. Add this texture there. Cell count 3, 1, frame count 3, speed, like, I don't know, 12 or 10 or something. I'm probably gonna make I'm also gonna make something here. I'm gonna make this be here we go. Random start index, yeah, that'd be ideal. Aside from that, the material is a thing of question. Create. I think we're just gonna go simple unlit. Transparent cutout. Yeah, that should hopefully be just good enough. That should be just good enough for me. And I can go to here and then apply this to it. Let's see if this is even aligned and then go from there. How do you stay away from the addiction of scrolling, man? I suck at my screen time. It's like 8 and 9 hours shorts, reels. Oh, dude, don't go to me for that. I suck at it too. I'm trying to get better at it. There's mechanisms I'm going through. Hey, this is actually not terrible. This is actually not... I mean, this is off a little bit, but that's fine. We can live with a little off. This actually worked better than I would have expected. Jeez, that actually looks pretty good. I'd prefer it to be a little bit thicker, but we can live with that. We can make that happen. I mean, so there is some things I do to combat it. If you look at my phone, you'll notice that this is not the normal Android screen. It's this minimal UI thing. And if I want to go to an app, you have to go through here to find it. And it's like it's a very low. It's like a low dopamine thing. Like I only have access to things I actually need, like Bible, calendar, gallery, Chase, Spot Hero, messages, quick recording if I want to do some ideas, Teams for work, calculator, stuff like that, you know. So that helps because it's less accessible and it's less eye candy that attracts you to these apps. It's a free app, but you can also pay for it. I'm paying for it because I like the idea of paying for software I find useful. I think I've benefited from free things too long in my life, and I think it's time to actually start paying for things that have utility. But that aside, though, so that's helpful. You can do timers as well. This has a timer on it per app, so you can set a lot of time you want to work with it. Another thing I like doing, I'm bad with it, but I used to be really good with it, is that when I enter a room and I'm going to do stuff, I throw my phone. Like there's a place in the room that's far away from where I normally occupy, so that I don't regularly use it. So I'd like throw it on my couch, or when I go to my bedroom, I throw it to like the cabinet that's on the opposite side of the bedroom. I just don't go there as much. And then like if I need to use stuff, I just go on my either laptop or my machine. Because usually when I'm like at a laptop or my machine, I don't really scroll like that. Because my work stuff is just so much more prominent there. I'm also trying to turn my phone into a workstation. Like I have a terminal emulator, a Termux, that I can do some like terminal stuff on there, but it's not set up properly. So, and I mean, part of it's also just streaming. Like streaming, I get to streaming is like saying, hey, I'm gonna be locked in for the next couple hours, and I'm not gonna be checking my phone because I have to be on, and that's surprisingly kind of helpful. That just keeps you from like doom scrolling. So it's very beneficial for me. Okay, let's start this again. With phone root time, yeah. You can also do what my friend did. Someone I know, he actually switched to using a flip phone. I've been wanting to do that as well for a while, but I just haven't. He still keeps his smartphone, but he puts his smartphone in his backpack, and he almost treats it like a laptop. So flip phone for just like calls and you know, MP3 play. He has like downloads his MP3s on there as well. So no YouTube, you just listen to the MP3s you have downloaded. That's cool. And if you need something more involved, like maps or something else, you just pull it out of your backpack and treat it like a laptop. And then when you're done, you just put it back. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Why are we not happy? Or are we happy? Oh, that looks better. This actually looks better. Oh my god. Hey kids, try to navigate that. Like, what is this cluster, dude? Whatever the percentage is, it's too dang high, man. It's too dang high, man. Okay, we're gonna get rid of the position correction for the end caps. We're just gonna leave them as they are, because the deviation from rotation is not gonna be big enough to cause any significant issues. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Smart kind of idea, but not quite right. Let's try this again. Hopefully this works. Old school flip phone, yeah. Terrell, yeah. Same boat. Or for the terminal solution, the black brick phone, no screen. Yeah, that there's like that. I forgot what it's called. But it's like a phone that's I forgot what it's called. I was looking at them for a while. See, that looks better. I mean, way too much. 5% is way too much. I should use the time stop ability and see how well it works here now. Okay, this is actually coming together though. It's starting to feel more like a game. Let's lower down the probabilities first of all, and then let's integrate the speed offset to this. Times no. Here we go. Current angle equals rotation times time, that delta time times. I know we have a dilation. We have a time dilation coefficient. There we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Precisely what the doctor ordered. So now if we do time stop, this should be subject to it as well. Honestly, this doesn't even have to happen every single frame. This could happen just once at the top, but we'll see from there. Okay. So far, so good. What else I want to do? Okay, let me go to the P values. I don't know what's going on with my camera. Is it overheating? Is that what's happening? It's just overheating? I don't know. Hopefully it's not the case. So 5% is still way too dang high. Let's do like a 1%. Maybe 2%. And then the player's vehicle. Because I think we do set this by in default. Yeah, default. Instead of dash, we're gonna do time stop. Let's see here. Are you here somewhere? I know you're here somewhere. What? Buy configs, resources. Nope, skipping this one. Nope, different one as well. I'm gonna just pass some silence in the background real quick. Okay, where is the time stop ability? I know you're here somewhere. Get out. Get out. Time stop, there we go. Yeah, I hate so much of how this is organized. But we'll deal with that later. Okay, now we have the time stop ability instead. And if I were to go to resources and go to time stop, stops time, dude, and then it probably is like whatever, and it's time stop. Cooldown is like 1 second. Maybe like, yeah, for debugging purposes, it's fine. Okay, let's just run it. See how this looks. Attention for a bit. What do you need? What's going on? Who got Carled? What happened? Let me go to Carl. Lucas got muted. Oh, for spamming mentions. 4 and 6 seconds. But you didn't get banned. Who got banned? One second. It's not Carl. It's something else. It's Dinobot probably. Maybe for spamming too many. Dr. NOC. Yep. Revoke ban. You're unbanned. Come back. We got you. And I don't have any logs for this. But I'm probably gonna just get rid of Dinobot. Or at least I need to do something with Dinobot. Because I'm not seeing any mod logs from it, and that's what I dislike. Yeah, Carlbot didn't do. Oh no. Yeah, no. Carlbot didn't do nothing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we need the funky tunes, man. We need the funky tunes. What's going on here, guys? What would you rate your What would you rate shader coding 1 out of 10? It's great. It's my favorite. It's the one kind of programming where you can like debug it while it's running. You can code and manipulate pixels, vertex fragments. Yeah, geometry shaders are also a thing. Pretty much manipulate anything visually. Post-process filters. Yep. There's pretty cool. I mean, it's just inherently faster. Time slowed down. Yeah, you see how time stops for a second? I should have the time dilation coefficient be added to all the shaders as well. That's cool. It stops immediately though. I want to change that. I want it to slow down to a crawl first and then that's nice. My system works as intended. So that's nice actually. Let me modify this a little bit though, because things are happening a little too quick. So time stop is going to go for about it's for half a second. I'm gonna let it rock for like 2 seconds or maybe even 3 seconds. As for the lerping that happens, you'll return update time dilation, target dilation 0.1. We're going at 5% per second, which sounds like it should be not that much, but apparently it is. So yeah, I guess it's not. Let me also do something. Like I said, to what? 0.1. Like I said, it's 1. And the group I'm modifying is variable time group. Okay, I just want to make sure we're starting from the right place before modifying this. So we start from 1, we do our transitions to here, mod back, and make sure we're back at 1, 100%. And then, as far as speed is concerned, we did 2. That seems like too much. Let's go by a factor of 10. And we're going to change this to be speed now instead. Okay, cool. Let's try this again. Jarvis. Oh my goodness. Are the parallax and the map's backgrounds final or placeholder? They're placeholders right now. They're placeholders. I wrote some shader variants to enable me to do more bespoke stuff. The mapping to the UV mapping to a 3D surface with a control map is kind of finagly, so I might just skip it entirely and just have like a just make everything be hand drawn, bespoke, just for that better look. Okay, so we're going to use his ability again. Where's the next? Okay, it's very abrupt. I don't like it. Yeah, it's weird. Why? What is this? It feels like it's way too abrupt, even with. So either the implementation's wrong, which I don't believe it is because I've used it before and it works. Field return, update time, dilation, speed, lerped. And it waits until it gets within a certain tolerance. And if it's paused, we also account for that too. Wow. See, I don't believe it's this. Let me just keep messing around with speed by factors of 10. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like normalized. Because they're not multiplying by. Maybe it's not per second. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. There we go. That feels much more smoother. That feels like actual 5% per second. Nice. Now we should have screen space effects to mimic this, but yeah. I'm gonna have to modify this shader because I want it to be mapped differently. I'm gonna have to provide like some kind of, or use the matrix they have in there to do some stuff. Yeah, there's some weird oddities with the clouds. I have to fix that, but we'll get there eventually. Now the question is, do I want the player's movement to also be stopped by time? That's the real question. Do we want to stop the players? These collision boxes are just way too huge, dude. Like, even when I'm not... Or are they not? I feel like I'm like losing control. Yeah, I don't know. Praying for rain, not gonna lie. My window is open and I'm waiting for the noise. I love the sound of rain, man. That's great. Rain is fantastic. Alright. I need to think. There's some thinking to be done. Is there a little bit that's peeking off? I need to make this bigger. I can't. Some of it's naked up there. Also, what's that? Wait. Oh, that's from the cones. I was like, what is that effect that's happening there? That's like the hologram from the cones. Yeah. Well, there's definitely more obstacles now. I need to get the culling right, though. The culling thing is still messed up, and that's not good. Yeah, with music, that sound... I need to make some custom sound effects for these guys. Or maybe I don't. That might be too noisy. Yeah, 2% spawn rate is way too much, man. There might be a level where it's worth doing that, but for this, nah. I'm sorry. Are you rotating out into space? Yes, you are. Okay, that's not great. That's actually not great at all. Oh, that's actually terrible. Oh no. Are you the culprit? No, but you're a culprit, not the culprit. But still very much wrong. Yeah, this is the tangent thing we were talking about, how this is not tangent. Yeah, that's not tangent, dog. That's not positioned correctly. You're positioned correctly. That's how what tangent looks like. That's not what tangent looks like. Who told you this is what tangent looks like? Who gave you permission to be this way? Not me, that's for sure. Nuh-uh. Nay. That ain't right. Is there something else we do using this entity thing? We assign entity. Pickups is for sure working, so do we do anything on them that's different? On assign, we assign. There's a knit, but that's only a one-time thing. You set the renders. Yeah, you knit, but that's nothing. Oh, we should probably also do. Oh, but it's the lifetime application. It's fine. So, wow. That is really odd. That's on pickup. And theoretically, they're using the same exact... They're getting called by the same exact function. Which is, actually, it's going to be in entity creation, I believe. Yeah, place object on board. So this is going to happen. So what's different about this object compared to everyone else for this weird discrepancy to happen? XY, okay. Is there something wrong with the X and Y coordinate, potentially? No, because it's spawning in the correct locations, it seems like. Look returning direction forward and up. Yeah, I don't know about that. Oh, what's going on here, man? For background layers, no, I'm not Stardust. I'm actually if you look at there's like shells of cylinders. And the whole game is wrapped around cylinders. Which is kind of where all the terrible, bad things about this game are coming from, is that we have this whole cylinder thing, which requires mapping data in this very weird coordinate space. That isn't it. It's translational and angular. It has a translation component and an angular component. So that's great. And yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that's emerged from this. So, like, honestly, if we did like a 2D game, this game would have been done way faster. But because I decided to be Mr. Cool and wrap the game on 3D cylinder, it's day 27. And we're out here fighting for our lives. Fighting for our lives, man. I'm gonna have to do a music stream next. I think next stream I'll do a music stream, or maybe tomorrow I'll do a music stream. I need to get some more life in this game. You're on the event horizon. We can scream to the void here. I'm sorry, guys. I modded Discord for, not gonna lie. That's kind of hilarious, dude. That's kind of hilarious, I'm not gonna lie, man. The taste of power. Yeah. Thank you, Zero and Terrell, as well, for modding, guys. You know, there's places in life that shouldn't be an echo chamber, but at least here, when it comes to certain stuff like AI, I'm glad you guys kind of just keep things clean and chill and not divisive, and I can just focus on work. It's been great, man. I appreciate it, guys. My mental well-being while streaming has improved very much since you guys have kind of took over and helped. So what's going on here? Forward, upward vector. Is there anything in laser that's overriding this? Now that I think about it. Because you know what? I think it is aligned with I think it is aligned with the axis in world space. So what might be happening is that we actually do produce a good rotation. But then we mutate it, we overwrite it with this. Oh, so then what do we do? I think the easiest option here is to create a container. No. Did I just close Rider? Oh no. Okay, but the idea stands. We're gonna make a container object so we can preserve the outer rotation while still allowing local rotation aligned to that. That's a simple fix. That's easy. That's an easy fix. Let's open up Rider though. Come on, Rider. Open up, buddy. I believe in you. I believe in you. And she said it. Yeah, I know. I felt bad when I said it. It's okay, we're done. We're good. Your chicken sandwich? That's tragic, man. I'm hungry, man. Okay. Angle. So need to have one. We can. You don't even have to do this, but yeah, why not? Just keep things simple. Container. And instead of applying these rotations directly to the container, we're gonna, or to the parent transform, we're gonna apply this to the container transform. In fact, you should just be a transform directly, because that's all I care about. Perfect. So we save this, and then in here I'm going to create another game object, make it the child, make it the container, and then apply that there. The beauty of nested objects. Okay, and then we have to apply this, because now we have this new field. And I think that should hopefully fix all of our woes in life. I'm hoping. I'm just hoping I'm going to be happy. Let's see. Am I going to be happy with these results? Let me make sure I'm actually compiling the correct thing too. I know I am. I think I am. HAPPY. Come on. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't have these spawn at the start. Maybe we should make some explicit rules about this. Okay. Now we see these issues emerge as we rotate down to the, oh my goodness, dude. Stopping and starting is like a big requirement here now. So as we go further down, normally before we would have seen more error propagate, but we are not seeing that same error here. Things seem to be rotating as they are meant to be. Oh, joyous day. Very nice. And we have the game over sign, but whatever. We haven't implemented a proper game over. We can't die yet. I love how the hologram just sticks out in the dark side of the day. This is coming together. Now you have to actually make them look cool. They seem too big, to be honest. And then you have to make the gunships now. Oh my goodness. The culling thing is a problem with these, man. I might have to increase the culling range even beyond the camera a bit. Just so like these things that are far off can still be caught. Also, I'm glad I added the invincibility frames. Makes the game way more doable. Let me go! Let me go! The angles are wrong with this. They're still wrong. They were better before, but now they're wrong. Yeah, we're gonna make a screen space post-processing thing. That's it for this effect. That's easy. That's an easy thing to do. Okay, cool. Let me modify the percentages again, because it still feels way too prominent. And I'm glad I made these floats because geez Louise, we're gonna have to go low here. Like let's do the 0.2. That seems reasonable to me. I like how Whipped is just a new version of Wiped. Wait, what are you talking about? Okay, let's see if this probability is better now. Okay, some still appear. But it's not as crazy as it was. Okay, you can deal with that. You can deal with that. This is still quite a lot, honestly. It almost makes me question if my probability table code is correct. I mean, it definitely seems lighter comparatively, but they feel like very much, it's like they're super close to each other. Jeez, dude. What is that hurt box? Okay, these have a bigger hurt box than they need. That's what's happening. I'm like trying to do something precise, but the hurt box is too big. Okay, can fix that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that collider. It has a radius of 2. No wonder. No wonder. I was like, I'm getting hit by nothing. That's because the collider was too big. Yeah, I was kind of on the fence about those cones, or not the cones, but the orange warning things. But it's actually kind of liking this now. It's looking pretty good, actually. Hazard. No, that's a shader. I want to go to hazard, the actual class, and then where do we set the radius? Collider radius is 1. And they should be tied, they should be uniformed. Okay, cool. We're on the same page now. This is looking better though, guys. This is like seemingly reasonable. Who would have thought, man? This is starting to look reasonable. Let me actually save this. Finished laser implementation. Yeah, and then or entity table or entity organization. Of course, missing an M. Nice. Melon here, yep. Or is it? Yeah, it should be safe, Melon. It should be safe. Should be a safe stream. What's going on? You just committed? Yeah, we committed. We committed, man. We committed. Okay. Just some fire. East-west, or east to west. It's a game I'm working on. Matt. Okay. What did we get done? I also wanted to get to fix the chunk stuff because it's just not working the way I want it to. This stuff feels like it's so much more low res than it should be in the actual game. It feels like it's very strange. But yeah, chunk manager, I'm gonna change this at some point. But I think I'm gonna call stream here, guys. It's a little bit shorter. It's only 3 hours, 22 minutes, but you know, I don't want to burn myself out. I have to do some work early in the morning, so yeah, I think we're gonna call it here for now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Glad to have you guys here, and hope you enjoyed. And as always, God bless. And until next time, stay cozy. Ta-ta. Actually, before I ta-ta, let's actually do this right. I should do this right, shouldn't I? Alright, for real now. Ta-ta, y'all. Have a good one.